the ether. Ooh. It's the same color as Church. I don't know how I, in my peripherals, saw him for a split second. Got a little out of it today. Today, have is the candlelight or memorial for a longtime friend. Haven't seen him in years. Just hit him up though, a few days ago, to see if I could hitch a ride with them, do some fishing, catch up, stuff like that. However, within 24 hours, a freak accident occurred in which he is no longer with us, and there's gotta be a candlelight for him tonight. However, living in the Florida swamps is not the easiest to make it. I'm from a little coastal town, and quite a ways from where I am now. And let's see, what is this? Oh yeah, darn it! I had this shell. I found a perfect shell book, and it was for this coast, and it was $16 used, and I was just taken by it, and there's something like I was like, oh no, this is a good book. Well, it was sold within like a day, and the only two other copies I could find is $150 on Abe Books, and I think Abe has another one for $175. An old Florida shell collecting book. I'm looking for a field guide. Southeast Florida, for some reason, is excluded in just about every field guide for some reason. It's a totally different climate, and I always found it difficult to find a Florida guidebook for Southeast Florida. Found a few for Southwest Florida, but not Southeast. Yeah, it's been a while since I looked again, and probably should do that. I'm trying to get Green Dean's. I can't forget it. Green Dean's book count. I'm in pajamas. This has matching shorts, but they're a little baggy, so I didn't want to accidentally. What am I doing? Eat the Weeds. Green Dean has a website called Eat the Weeds and Other Things Too, and a channel here on YouTube. That channel fed me for years, and a lot of the plants are found in South Florida, and one of the only websites years ago when I first found it that had tons and tons, because the Florida University website, and you know, they do have a lot compiled. However, he goes into edibility, and this is just one of my favorite human beings on this planet. Whoa. Eat the Weeds. And what I'm working on is making just as much as I can with this haul of copper wire. My hands are still stained from mulberries, but they look quite nice together in my opinion. And then doing some extensive stuff, so it looked like I was riding a bull, but that's okay. Got this choker, and I can make this bigger or smaller, but what I like about it is, well, I'll show you. This is the first time I tried this, and I'm probably going to make a lot of them like this. The hook is right on the chain. I don't have any decorative clasps right now that are fully copper, so I just made my own little hook, and that goes like that. And this one has a Rajesh seed and a shell from Singer Islands, Ocean Ridge Park. However, I think I'm going to put a ton more on it. I'm trying to figure out what I want on this style, I guess, if you will. Because I think that's what I'm going to do. Make a few different styles and then variations of that to keep it simple myself. And to keep me from getting attached. I'll be real. I make a lot of jewelry. And granted, it's been very simple stuff. Just wire wrapping and putting chain links together. Hello, Carlos! Finally putting the shells to use. This one I keep showing. You've probably seen this, but it has sea glass on it. Just from the beach. And I drilled a hole in this rock. I have to pull my Dremels out. My hands are totally stained. This one I just started. Kind of made a little flower thing with this broken shell, or eroded top of a baby olive shell. And this is just a plain choker for... My hair's been weird. Florida has like the most freshwater springs in the world. Certainly not near me. And the water that comes from the ground in the swamps smells like eggs. So you gotta put all these filter systems out and stuff like that. Which it ain't nothing. It's just adaptation. But I don't know, it makes my hair act weird. So I think I don't want to ruin anybody's day, but I think I'm going to just get bangs again. I usually always have bangs, and the reason why I like bangs is because I don't really care what they look like. I don't care if they're standing straight up or whatever. I like it because I could just put my hair back and I don't have anything in my face. And like sun protection too, very utilitarian. But I was told that I look unsettling with bangs. To be fair, I feel like that's a really nice compliment. This shirt I got recently at that yard sale. I was on a stream just riding my bike around and ran into a yard sale, and it's quite comfortable. I've never owned any but like camouflage clothes. A lot of military clothes, military light clothes, especially that of the 60s and 70s. I really like the pants. And I haven't had a pair in a long time. My favorite pair of pants were those factory pants from like the 70s. And then all the holes on these are natural, just from a creature. If I had this, maybe from the side. So when I do the little eyelets, I attach this. Depending on what I hang it from is how I want the eyelet coming off of it. So do I have an example? So like this thing, cowrie shell with some fluorite. It's a little bent, but that's okay because this is just like an end piece. See how it's straight on and like not, so you can't see the circle, it's just like that. That actually matters because if I, like this is on the side instead of straight on, so this would want to hang on something going this way, but if I hung it going that way, then does that make sense? The more I talk about it, I feel like the better I'll be able to get some of this out in better words. Cause I mean I do have a lot of crafter friends, but none of them live near me, especially not anymore. Maybe I will put a tiny little something. Ooh, yeah, little piece of carnelian. Maybe not though, because the hole's quite small. Definitely in the market for more copper scrap. Really not gonna work. Yeah, weird. Just gonna have to redo that. It's really hot in here. I would be outside, but someone must be burning some trash or something because it's this one is straight plastic smell, and I know, I don't know, just don't feel like breathing it in, I guess, because it's so nice out. It really is nice out. It's this time of year in Florida that the breeze is still carrying, like, a cooling air. I really wish I had a way to film close up. My hands are like really battered all the time, but it's okay. This is one thing that like actually held me back because I've always wanted to make craft videos, and at risk of sounding a little creepy, every craft video I see, like, the people have such nice hands, and I'm just like, I got over that quick, you know. Can't let anything keep from just sharing stuff with the world. It doesn't matter what it is. I really want to start doing cooking videos because my cooking skills could use some brushing up. I used to get very adventurous in the kitchen. However, without produce markets, it's very hard. The produce at Publix, I'm sorry, it's no longer a pleasure. It's some Fisher Price plastic horse manure would be more nutritious, I feel, because the stuff looks like plastic, like straight plastic. Like the apples, they're all the same, and it's been like that for a while, but it's just too much now. And like, I mean, what is that called? Apeel, APEEL. Apeel is, I believe, Bill Gates funded. I don't know if he made it or whatever. I believe his name's tied to it in some way. I get very angry watching this stuff, so I don't watch this stuff. Like, I'm still reeling off of the article that's like garden beds being bad for the environment. You know, you don't have to make, like, I don't know what to say about that, honestly, because I can't really afford garden beds, so I've never had a garden bed. I really want one, a ton. When you have one, you have them for life. Like, what do they want us to use? Plastic? So it degrades. In the Florida sun, plastic degrades like nothing else. Plastic degrades like people's morals today. I'm just kidding. But, yeah. No, keep your head up, people, because I think the one good thing that's coming is people realize that, like, I don't want to sound too cheesy, but that they're enough. Like, it's brilliant. And, like, the amount of people I see just crocheting their own clothes and upcycling, which upcycling comes in and out of style for a long time. Like, when Pinterest first started, oh my god, everyone was turning into their own designer. It was brilliant. And handcrafts are something that's very important to me, because, like, one day I hope to learn some, like, real I know this is valuable, I just sell myself short, but like real skill, like some carpentry or something like that, because then to be able to put all these little techniques of decorating or I could put that on like structures, and like I really want to start figuring out what we will need to build an outdoor kitchen, and just like a little like pioneer den, you know, cast iron pots hanging everywhere. That's the goal, for real. And RV, of course, could finally have a shop. In this market, I don't think I'll ever be able to have a shop. I really want to have a shop one day, like a mobile shop for vending and stuff like that, because I have tons of stock. I used to sell vintage on eBay. Anything it either didn't fit me or like I couldn't pass off on someone, I would just go on eBay. I wasn't a vintage vulture. I know people are taking it a little too far, which I still don't have a problem with. I really don't. A lot of vintage, like, does, I don't know. I really just, maybe I don't have an opinion on it. But, resale and stuff like that. Because, like, I don't know. I think people should be able to make their own money with things that they could produce or acquire. Like seashells. And these are all from the last time. And it doesn't look so nice. I think it really does. And this just on a chain. I love it. As is, it's got the nicest texture. It almost looks archaic. And I really do apologize because I forgot what this is called. Let me see. Florida Betony. I accidentally posted the book that I, like, sometimes being a human sucks because I know nobody bought the book from my Facebook page. I accidentally shared it. There's only one copy. Yeah. But I did remember to bring one of these out. This is one of the reproductions of ancient brooches. These spiral brooches were found just about everywhere. I could be totally wrong in that, and I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. All over certain areas of the Bronze Age. And a really, really, really fun way to interact with. As you can see, just one piece of wire. And the little bits of wire are just holding these on. And it's summertime, and I brought papaya next to the door, and now there's a fly in here. Can't really do much about them. The swamps get really intense. I mean, like, horses. We see more horses drive by than cars. Plastic is the least of the world's problems. I know, it really is. And I feel like I've been reborn in a way my whole life. I have avoided plastic. I still use it for a bunch of crafts, but made it such a point to like if I use resin, I get store return resin, and like jumping up through all these hoops to try to make it like as least impactful as possible. And it's like, well, I don't know. We love ones that we know of, and we are a blip. And if this planet has been here for every single thing is made from this planet, and I don't mean like to dump like crazy shit everywhere, or like I'm gonna be littering. No, I sleep a little better at night knowing like my resin pendants aren't gonna destroy the planet, and I did pretty dang good being waste free. I mean, heck, I don't even drive a car. I have an electric bike. And, yeah, but, you know, be a little easier on myself with that. Because it really is the least of the world's problems right now. I mean, I'll still cut the soda things. Pretty much only drink iron brew here anyway, so they don't even come with the rings on it. I don't think so. We got straight pallets. Oh, Jesus. I was like, what? It was, my brain went into like 50 different places. I was like, who can that be? But yeah, Snappa is now Caledonian Code, which I think is the most brilliant name possible. Snappa is from Scotland, and I really want to do more on, like, I do a few kind of different style pendants based off of the crystal balls of Clan Campbell. However, I really want to do something along the lines of the picks. There's not a lot of depictions I could find, and this it's just the same image over and over again. And so I'm really looking for more pictish art. A lot of things are in books. A lot of stuff in books are not online at all. And I grew up without the internet, so when I had to do book reports and any form of schoolwork, I had to either go to the library or go to the used bookstore. And to this day, I prefer... My focus has tanked, I will say that. I don't know what happened. It's like I can't read through a page anymore. Usually I get sucked right in, and it's like the outside world I can't hear or whatever. But now it's the opposite. It's kind of... I think it's because I've been using computers more. Like, well, trying to, and typing and stuff. But paper, word on paper, if it's words I'm putting on my own paper or words I'm reading, vital, a lot of value there. And like when I was trying to find information for the Pennsylvania Dutch, very hard to find information. Now it's getting a lot more popular, and I feel like it's never been not popular or whatever, but like more known globally, more global interest. And a lot of it hasn't been documented yet because it's all like word of mouth or within like small town and communities. And like the first collection of their like herbal remedies, it's a religious like folk healing of Pennsylvania Dutch. And William Penn founded Pennsylvania with the promise of freedom of religion, and that freedom of religion allowed different groups to come together and essentially bleed together their beliefs without fear of persecution or anything like that. And Braucherei, or powwow, Pennsylvania Dutch folk magic, it's non-invasive, and it's not like they still believe in modern medicine, so it doesn't interfere with modern, how do you say, medical practice? Nor did it in the past. It was just like a companion to that, you know? And I think that's really, really, really poetic. Because, like, there's stories, like, of somebody in a hospital and the doctors or nurses can't get the patient to stop bleeding, so they would call a Braucherei healer or a Braucher. I could be pronouncing that wrong, probably am. I called it brocherie for a good 3 years. So I'm really trying to find discussion groups, because I don't know how much of this stuff I'm mispronouncing. This is just, like, stuff I'm, you know, curious and I look into it. I'd rather like delve into that kind of stuff than you know, I try to, it's not that I don't like big franchise shows, I just see nothing but human suffering and animal suffering. I'll be a prude, I don't care. No secret, Hollywood's like essentially a sex cult, but anyway, I still like me a good show or whatever, but the problem is I can't just like watch one episode. So, miss me not knowing the meaning of moderation, I just do myself the favor and avoid it, and I'll try to focus on like a different people. Like, there are so many groups of people that have existed, and so many like incredible like art forms and styles, like Scythians of the Asian steppe. Some of the first nomads, I don't know if that's like, but they were archers as well as horseback, on horseback, and their artifacts, gorgeous. Especially if like there are any horse girlies out there, very nice. Very inspiring. My grandpa is flying all over the place. It's driving me nuts. But what can you do? kill it? No. I'm not gonna kill something because it's trapped in here. I tried to get it out, but it was unsuccessful. And time is melting by because we're supposed to leave for around 6. It takes about maybe 2 hours to get there. And I'm really down about it. Only because of the timing and you know, everybody loses. People, and the more people you know, and the older you get, the more people you lose. It's life. And it's like, Tommy, like, was just the kind of chaotic that life was made for. Like, if that makes sense. And, like, really cool person. I really want to tell some stories, but oh wait, it's like, you know, it's been a while. It's nothing. So Lake Worth is a small, or was a small town. It's different now. But everybody knew everybody, especially if you were at the beach more than once a week. Then you kind of knew just about everybody. Downtown area, Lake Worth. I think they call it Lake Worth Beach now. But I need a new chair. This doesn't fit very nicely, so I'm gonna change. I'm just so tired of looking up and seeing, like, I don't know, like an empty water balloon that like was rolling around in grass. Oh no. Sorry about that. I'm still here. I can't really find anything to wear. I've been going through my clothes. Just having one of those days. I hate this dress. It's really comfortable, but I realized it's falling apart. Clothes, or should I say, sundresses are hard to come by in the swamps, and it's pretty much all I wear. And because it gets very, very hot. I always jokingly say never mind, I can't say that anymore. Because I like to wear not pants. I don't like pants at all. At all. At all. I don't like pants at all. I tried to wear overalls, and I think that's the only like pants that I like, because there tends to be more room since they're being held up. But I don't get it. I've been really looking for military pants. Older, newer, any kinds. Just if they last and they're a little bit higher waisted. I don't mean like all the way, but I don't like mid-rise jeans, because you can't really bend in them, you can't climb in them, and to me you can't do anything in them. I like being able to bend on like, I like the older pants because the denim seems very thick, like 90s, early 2000s Calvin Klein's, Ralph Lauren, all those denim heavy brands, Levi's, really decent fits, really decent quality. And I have trouble finding pants now, because like men's pants you have the length and the width, but women's is not, it's just like one number. And sometimes I get lucky and I find a cut that I'm interested in, like with long available, because I don't know, I always feel like Gilligan's Island, because my pants are never long enough. So that's another reason why I tend not to wear pants. That and the pockets are pretty useless. Perfect for seeds, but pretty much just have a bunch of really heavy duty jeans for utilitarian purposes, because there are times that you really need denim. Walking through sawgrass or anything. And if I remember correctly, denim was originally designed in France for farmers to keep them cool. I'm not entirely sure if it was designed for farmers or if it was adopted by farmers for its cooling property. Cotton. Here's some of my favorites right now. These are my everyday wears. They're just really simple little things that I made myself throughout the last few months. Or whatever. Time's kind of a void for me right now. But this isn't the one that these aren't the ones that I make to represent the artifacts of Clan Campbell, the rock crystal balls. But still very nice. Lead free. They're really fun to make. And this is what I was wearing yesterday, and I have these. I just took a chain that seemed like it was not horrible quality. It hasn't changed at all. It hasn't had to use the chipped or anything. Not chipped. Tarnished. I found these little amethyst drops, and I'm guessing it's on sterling. In a broken jewelry bin. Really nice. They look more like moonstone. And this is one of my first coins, 1853 or 1858. Sterling. Oops. A lot of people would actually stitch the coins into their coats, and I'm sure there's a bunch of reasons why they would have drilled into holes, drilled into the coins. This is 1945, but I just paired this with the 1895 Indian nickel for some symmetry. I don't really think too much of, I'm not looking to offend with my coin knuckles. I just collect coins. And these are the 3 I have that have holes in it. I have one more. Very old dime. 18 something. This, I know I show this all the time, but this is my favorite. This is the kind of stuff that I really want to make more of. Something very simple. You can wear it with all of your other favorite pieces. Doesn't get in the way. And it's got peridot, copper, droops. Oops. Why aren't you drooping? And I found this in a broken jewelry box. These 3 flowers. I really like the... I think it's kind of mysterious. A few other things before this. I wanted to show because I mentioned that this is from lunch, chicken bones. For some reason I can't get it to say, but it's copper and it looks cool, if you don't mind me saying. I got the scallop from the beach and starfish from Amanda, and inanimate objects glued onto a hair clip. Some of the greatest accessories possible. There's one. This heart is from a Deutschland pin, and I'll put it on here. And it's just a choker, but I quite like this one. I think it's really poetic looking. I usually try to make pieces that kind of look like they're from a storybook or something. That's how I feel about them. But simple, out of salvaged, and I really like it. I feel like I look weird in chokers though. This dress is kind of falling apart. It's the 90s, I forget what this is called. Not a sweetheart neck, it's a ditzy dress. It's a 90s ditzy dress. And I actually was thinking about throwing it, repairing it and throwing it on eBay a few months ago because, but then I realized, ditzy dresses got not back in style. I don't think they ever went anywhere, but they were like mass produced. So I'm waiting patiently because for the next few years in thrift stores it should be like pretty much all ditzy dresses. And then I'll be good on clothes for a few years. I won't have to emerge from the hovel. Pretty well get all my clothes from yard sales and thrift stores. It's not that, I just don't like the quality of the clothes. I like stuff that lasts, and I just got really sick of putting stuff in a washing machine and it coming out a totally different piece of clothing. And I don't know who could afford that constant upkeep of the closet. So I'm kind of working on a capsule wardrobe, which I'm not sure if it's like specifically a French thing, but like if you look up like kind of what the basics are. Like I really want a decent pair of leather boots. I have suede, but I don't have like real leather boots, and that won't take in water. This is my favorites. The only reason why I haven't made any of these is because I rigged it. I rigged it to wear it myself because I just like this trunk so much. So I'm trying to come up with a better way because this is very sketchy to wear. It's a figure 8, but if this gets pulled on at all, it's, I have to sit down with a little pair of pliers to fix it. So I just wear it, you know, every now and then. Until I fix it and make it a different piece. But this is just stuff I throw on so I don't feel naked. And this is what I wear if I am wanting to make somebody something, or if I go to like a little thing and I have my beads with me. You can just go through this and tell me exactly what color combo you want. And I have a ton more to add to this. I'm putting it all because I'm trying to prep for the vending markets now because they're back in season. However, a little different out here. But I see more and more local stuff and more and more stuff near my friend's house. And she lives next to a bunch of like nurseries and stuff like that, and temples and like really cool spots. So I'm stoked. I just like it. It's very simple. I get that, and I can make more complex stuff. I just right now I really want to just focus on using materials that mean something to me. Sorry. Like, see, I haven't finished it, but this is it's actually a kratom leaf, and I made these with some resin, but this is gonna have a ton more leaves on it. I just gotta finish it. But I do like making kind of these collar. I did forget. I had to kill an insect and it sucked. It was this horsefly, but it hurt really bad, and like it was getting the animals and stuff, and it was getting us every single time. So I had to, and I felt really bad. But I put him in this. Now he's immortal. I did that. I immortalized him. And it's appetite in the background. Some appetite chips. There's all. These I was trying to make for Hello History, Mysteries Unveiled, and Reality Regenerator. Hello. I really enjoy making just about anything with whatever supplies I have on hand. My craft shopping list is immense, so I kind of use whatever comes my way. I get a lot of like go on eBay and offer up and find any boxes of bead supplies. A lot of people, you'll be surprised how many craft supplies are online, and it's pretty cool too because like not only are you getting to meet one of your neighbors, that your money stays in the family, if you will, instead of like off to Amazon. I'm convinced a huge percentage of their sales has to be because people don't feel like dealing with the return system. I prefer dealing with individuals, so I think that's another reason why I try to stick to eBay. And Amazon, been trying to find a machete, like an actual sharp machete and a bill hook, but every review, and a tent for vending, I can't find a tent at all. And like this will be for like all the reviews, like all the tents that look like they've gone through a category 4 hurricane, and he sends me another link. He's like, well, this one's affordable. And the first picture is it like rolling down the street looking like a hay wheat or a hay ball. What is it called? What are those called? The hay. No. What are those called? They're like a ball of wheat. Tumbleweed, Jesus. A ball of hay. Tumbleweed. I'll have the link to you as well, especially in this hectic time period. I mean, every time is hectic. Like, and I don't know why, I just don't know why we think we're so advanced. I mean, I don't mean we, I mean like people of today. I mean, just a few decades ago, like, lobotomies were like all the rage. I believe I still do perform lobotomy, but like, I mean, for anxiety, for insanity, and only that, like, I don't know. Because, like, when I scroll now, it's, like, equal parts, just total collapse, equal parts rapture, so I really have no idea what to say about nothing anymore. But I kind of, I don't know. I have a very hectic, life, so always been pretty dang self-content. And, you know, when the lockdowns and all the isolation started, I jokingly said, hey, it's our time to shine. But obviously that was just a joke, because, oh, the isolation, whew, just missed out so much time. So I feel I have this overwhelming sensation of having a lot of time to make up for. And I really value being able to sit at this desk and make stuff. And before, like, unless I posted it on anything, like, nobody would really see it. And, or, like, see it being made. And, like, just being there. Because I always liked crafting and hanging out, like, with people at the same time. But it changed a lot the last few years. And, yeah, I value deeply being able to pop on a stream and not only exists in this form of ether, but maintaining, like, I don't know, just always making, or always doing something with your hands that you deem good. It doesn't matter if I deem it good or if anybody else. Like, I'm sure a lot of people would view this as, like, a waste of time, or, like, thinks this looks like torture or something, you know what I mean? Everybody's totally different. And that's, like, that's beautiful. If a rainbow, every color in the rainbow was the same color, it wouldn't be a rainbow. It would just be, you know, I don't know what it would be, but I feel like it was deep in my mind. But I mean it. I didn't realize. I mean, maybe I am. I try not to put myself into, like, any form of boxes. Like, I don't know any ists. Like, I would consider myself. I'm a crafter, hobbyist, but that's about it. Maybe I could say I'm an individualist, and when these, like, giant catastrophic events happen, I always feel like I instantly start scanning the crowds for individuals, because individuals always get trampled in this, just like in Haiti with Mario. Mario, fellow artist and art teacher, vital to his community. His community is on fire right now. And he's an individual, and that often gets, the individuals are the first to get overlooked, because, like, how can you, but some people have to, like, watch out for the individuals, I think. And I think also it's really good for, if you want to do any form of fundraising, to find individuals, and wherever you're looking to, rather than donating to a, you know, if you're not going to vet it, like, if you are, maybe vet it to make sure, like, it's actually going to where you think it's going. I know, especially here in Florida, there's fundraisers everywhere for Haiti, and that's beautiful. However, with the chaos, it's still possible to find individuals, and, like, maybe school teachers or doctor, and at least, you know, shoot a message and be like, is there any way, like, we could work something out? I don't know. And that's obviously not for everyone to do, because, like, I know everyone I know is suffering right now. And last thing I expect them to do is, you know, stop worrying about starving and their family starving to, you know what I mean? And it sounds awful, but it's realistic. You can't help anybody unless yourself is good. And I see it all the time, like, people being bullied for not expressing, sentiments towards, anything. But if that person needed help, like, and it's just being overlooked because, I don't know. It's just like if you don't finish your food, someone will say, like, well, there's children dying in Africa, you have to eat that type of thing. And, or why are you sad about this frivolous thing when there's, like, this happening in the world? It's not fair. Because everybody has to deal with what's right in front of them at all times. And, you know, and not everybody has, like, friends and family to fall back on. My family is essentially non-existent. They've just pretty much faded. My grandparents were the glue that kept my family together. After they passed, it really did dwindle. Like, I never expected that. It was very, I don't know. I thought I would see them for the rest of my life, but that's definitely not the case. And that doesn't mean I love them any less. It's just, sometimes I sound a little blunt, but it's not. It's because in this moment, I thought about everything I possibly can, and until I get more information or think about it in a different light, like, that's kind of what I'm landing on or working with. And that's why I really do value talking to just about anybody, any human being, any creature, really. Some of my greatest conversations were with Blue, my pig boy. But anyway, because there's so much that I don't think about, and there's so many things that I would never think about, because, again, I am looking at the world through my eyes. A, you know, South Floridian lady that makes jewelry out of people's scrap electrical wire. But, that view is going to be totally different than Miss and Mr. Jones, who raised all their kids, now their grandkids are going to college, and this and that. You know, totally different. And that's why I won't not talk to somebody because of something that they think or something. I think that's such a huge sign of weakness. And I don't see any curiosity in that, and I don't see any way to grow or learn anything. Just like, I don't know, repetition, and I like patterns, but, like, I don't like repetition. Like, there's variations in patterns in nature. Like, I'm not talking about, like, sacred geometry, where it's like, when you get down to it, the geometry is just like, that is a frickin' shape. I'm sitting alone by this. I'm rambling a little bit. My bad. But, the echo chambers and like that, and like, I know people are getting, physically exhausted. I'm a people pleaser. Like, I really am. And, but, like, not in a way that, like, myself changes very much. I have a painful amount of interests, and I like learning about other people's interests, so I just like talking to people. Probably strangers, because I'm very shy in person. But I'm trying to break that. I actually think this channel is really helping with that. After a few years of isolation, it feels like, at least, you forgot how to talk to people, or initiate conversations, or, like, respond. Like, I don't want to lose that. I've always been a hermit, and I've always been a little socially awkward, a little anxious, and, I always wanted to break that, and I always assumed it was, like, egoic, so that's why y'all often hear me say, I want to break whatever ego is left that keeps me from singing and dancing. in front of people, because by myself I'd be singing and dancing all the time. I'm like, I can't dance well, but like, I feel like I don't have many big mirrors, so I have no idea what I look like. But yeah. Oh yeah, this. These peacock feathers, other peacock feathers I use are local. Peacocks love Florida. But just used some old little treasured bits to make this hair clip. And I used one of the head pins to attach it. The spherical, well, slightly spherical, allows for some nice movement, doesn't get stuck. And I thought that was a good idea, because you could put anything using this head pin. And what I did is I took 2 wires and then did that head pin thing I'm always ranting about. And then you have 2 wires connected also. And then you wrap one leg going that way and one the other way. But it just, you know. This dress looks weird. I like these pins. I don't know how to use them properly, but they work wonders for little decorations. I also have these spiral ones. I had 2 of them, so I'm trying to find a clip or a set of them. I can't find what they're called. I have to get a little bit more creative with searches, but it was just a way to put some of the shells in your hair. And then this one, I really, really like how this came out. It's exactly how I do the stars. However, in the center, I did copper wire to be like piston. I don't know what they're called. And you just spiral it. It looks really cool in a bun. Especially I don't know if I pronounced that right. I think there is. This is one's nice. Gelatin, but I think this one is really special. Like looking, because of that being so smooth, and then this on a necklace with maybe a bunch of cool stuff hanging. I gotta get out of my thoughts. Sometimes I spend more time thinking about what I want to do with something, and then I end up doing nothing with that something. There's some of these moons left. There's a big one. Pretty neat. I kind of made them a little rustic looking. But for crafts, they're great frame. Could add pretty much anything to them. I want to make a, how did you say, what is that called? I don't have lampshade. I want to make a lampshade. It's just a cage. And I think the copper that I have is definitely rigid enough for it. This dress is seen better days, probably a decade ago. Oh. There's a fly in here. Florida swamps though, so I really can't do much. It's getting to be summer, and I know some people take fruiting trees out because of flies. I could never. Fruit is, even when I was a kid, I would say no candy just for Easter. I always think about it this time of year. Instead of candy, I would always beg for fruit, just a basket of fruit. My parents kind of did the whole like boxed goods, because that area is very boxed goods, and like kind of the only fruit that would be in the house would be apples and bananas. green apples. Which, I like a green apple, more of a pear girl. But for some reason I really like the red ones. I know not a lot of people do. And it seems that way because anytime I share this, but I like the taste of red. I do. I like red a lot. And it's my favorite color. I just like red. I was telling Snappa that if I could be any color, it would be red, with black eyes. And black hair. I'm just red. Sometimes I stand in red light and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, or pink, like a fuchsia pink would be nice. When I was a kid, cause like first learning like tattoos and stuff, cause like where you see it isn't like I learned about tattoos, but I learned like what they were, like how they were put into your skin and stuff. But I was wondered like when people were gonna start dyeing themselves. I obviously don't mean like, you know, like, I mean colors, like pink, like light pink, like their skin, like their largest organ, be pink. And it reminds me, anytime I think of the Pictish depictions, the depictions of the Picts, they look rather blue, and they were also tattooed, and very, very cool. Picts, Picts, if that's not some group that you're familiar with, highly recommend. They are like the ancient peoples of Scotland, and were tattooed, and the depictions are just brilliant, and really brilliant. I'm gonna grab some. Oh! I got them in the cup. I have to go outside real quick. I got my grandpa! I have yet to succeed in doing that. There's one more thing I need. Oh, my phone's there. I'm gonna change. Very good. Dude, what? You can see all that? Trying to see if I could to make this. I don't know what to say. Like, what to say to all that? I don't know what to say to all that. I don't know what to say to all that. I think people are just so beautiful. business, nobody business. Oh, I just don't know. Hello, class. Oh, hello, Richard. Trying to, oh, yeah. Trying to, what happened? Okay, hi. Oops. It's at 7, but it's 2 hours away, and just not sure. I'm really trying to make it, however, I would rather set my hopes somewhere realistic, like maybe, yes, please, any recommendations? I hope I don't miss you. Any recommendations? I deeply appreciate. This is, whoops, I was gonna say, like, everything I know is from other people, and that's genuinely the case, and, my whole life, really, I've learned from others. Like, that's my music taste has been built by others, and stuff like that. That's why I really like knowing or hearing about other people's interests, because I really do have a ton of interests, and often keeps me from getting anything done because of bouncing through all these little things. And now that the summer's back, spring. Really stoked to be able to get back outside and stay outside. It gets a little hot, and my face turns beet red when I'm working outside in the heat. But, you know, this year I'm not gonna not film it. I want to document it all, because this is my favorite time of year. This winter, I cannot even explain how it's just the worst. I see a lot of people, like, willingly staying in isolation mode. And I see, like, comment sections and memes, which do what makes you comfortable and stuff like that, but it's really important to connect with other people. And this is coming from a lifelong hermit. And very much, introvert. But, and I say it a bunch, and it's going to seem repetitious, however, I don't know how to maneuver streams. Like, how often do I say things? Because one day, like, I don't know, it might just seem repetitious or something, but I forgot what I was talking about. My mind is full today. It really is. Just recently found out. So my mom, her phone isn't working at all, and for some reason she just won't stand outside and talk on the phone. It's literal static. You can't hear anything. But for some reason she won't go outside. And then I finally got her on the phone, and I noticed her, like, voice just sounds so shaky. It's really freaking me out. And she's diabetic, and I was like, when did you test your blood sugar levels? She said earlier. Come to find out, she hasn't had the Lancets or the test strips or anything for months. So how is she testing her sugar? And unfortunately, my dad's back is shot. It really is. But I'm sorry, I don't think that's an excuse to rot on a couch in front of a TV with all the windows covered. And I point that out, like, you can't just sit here on this couch, you're literally dying. And like, you have to put down the alcohol and like get out in the sun and fresh air, because his back is shot. But that's his reason to consume alcohol 24/7. Which, before he had that as a reason, it was just because that's his drink of choice or whatever. But, yeah, he's like physically incapable of doing anything, so they're literally rotting in front of the TV right now. I have no idea what to do about it. And, actually, I'm not allowed at their house anymore, because I was just pointing out, like, something's gotta give. Because, like, there's no fresh air in the house, super dark, because he can't work with his back like that. He doesn't want to run any of the lights in the house, so it's pitch black. And, like, when I go there, like, the TV is blasting. And they just have, like, every time they try to get internet or something, my dad never wants to call me and ask, like, what to ask. So, they end up, like, with something for a week and then it disappears forever. And that's why I grew up without internet. And, because they still don't have it. And there's all these, like, I don't understand. But, it does, like, the most stubborn human being on this planet. So if you say anything, it's quickly met with violent anger. It doesn't matter what it is. And, yeah. So I just, couldn't really take much more of it. And, I couldn't, like, keep saying the same thing over and over again. And have it be met with, like, this, like, pure hatred. Really bizarre hatred. I'll be real. 100% transparent. Like, when my mom was in the hospital in a coma, he was wasted, and he looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Every day, I pray that you suffer." The fuck does that even mean, dude? Like, so that shot some, like, fantasies I had out of my mind. Like, I put a lot of effort in maintaining contact with my family. I'm the black sheep, so I've been, you know, just, like, kind of the comedic punching bag. Like, I was always the one that, like, if I show them something I make, it's always met with, like, laughing and just, like, and with my head in the cloud, just weird stuff. And it's, like, I never understood it. And then my mom would look at me, like, and be like, "They're just jealous." And I didn't understand that either, and I just didn't feel like doing all that drama stuff all the time. I'm a very laid back person. I love talking to people and, like, creating with them, and it's wild. I've never been able to do that with my family. And I've always built my own family anyway, but because friends are very important, and people are so important, and our families are so important. However, some people are very negative, and, like, just distance is the only thing you can do for yourself. Because I tried my whole life, and it just wasn't. So I had to step back, and, like, I don't even, put much thought into it, because it's just, when I tell people, like, or when they see it, they're always, like, shocked. So I know it's definitely not an ideal circumstance. So, but I'm more than happy to be open about it, because everybody has their own set of circumstances, and it's not the best sharing only the good parts, because then you have other people, which I don't think anybody's comparing themselves to me. I don't, but then you'll have people comparing themselves to only the good parts, and they're comparing their good, their bad, their ugly to only good parts. And so I do like the idea of more openness on mine. And I know there's a lot of people that are open books, and I really do think that's beneficial, because it's all part of the experience. I was born in this circumstance, and this is what I'm doing with it. Yeah. But life is short, and you know, what I say is, we only live once that we know of. And I mean that we know of. We know for certain, well, we could be dang sure that we're all here and right now, but are we 100% sure that we're going to be here again? And I know we're not going to disappear. I mean, physically or metaphysically. But what that next stage is, when we're no longer an electrical charge in our meat suits, or whatever you want to describe ourselves as, is a mystery. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I often say ignorance is bliss, not because I don't enjoy learning. It's because the more I learn, the less I know. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not knowing. And I'm okay with asking stupid questions. Because if you ask enough stupid questions, at some point they're not going to be so stupid anymore, right? I hope. I think that's why I also learn more from others, because you're able to ask and, like, can you reword that? Or, like, if these were beads, how would you describe something? And, like, could conceptualize things, which leads to a deeper understanding. For me, I really visual and tactile learner, I suppose. And others' experiences are so important. Like, if you go to a restaurant, you look at the reviews first. If you buy something online, you look at the reviews first, because other people's experiences and opinions are important. Like, their actual opinions, not just something that they're repeating. Because, you know, everybody has different memory and abilities. I want the thoughts, like the original thoughts. What happened to original thought? Let's just remember something. I don't know. I forget to not sing stuff out loud because I don't know what it's from, and it could be something from something horrific. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm planning on going to the paddle out, and I just I found out about this after that. It all happened so fast, like every part of it, and it was genuinely a freak accident. Like, fishing alone, and looks like he had a seizure and just fell into the water. Little lake, a lake that's very well known in these in this county. Oops. Oh no! I gotta charge this phone. So I'm gonna cut the stream and charge your phone and try to figure out what exactly. I probably will hop on a few games of Call of Duty to get some of this nervousness out. And yeah, Freddie Wayne Walter has a ton of vintage game consoles. So trying to pick a place to have a KYNTO party in real life. And if you could go to KYNTOparty.com, we're always on there. And Instagram has been deleting my comments, and I don't get it. I say nothing. So, I'll be a KYNTO if anybody wants to share music recommendations or anything, because that's another thing, is you could actually play YouTube through KYNTO, so you can have listening parties or like recommendation things. And yeah, but Walter has a ton of vintage game consoles, so could find a local, maybe even a kava bar or a coffee shop. Bars in Florida, they all have like their specials, and like $2 like 2 strong drinks. And I personally don't consume alcohol out of choice. I was a beer and whiskey girl for my whole life, but I wasn't doing much, and my whole life, like, I've grown plants, made stuff, sewed, paint, doodle, anything that I could put my hands on, and it was just chewing that up. And of course, like, you know, that's no secret. I think one of the reasons why I keep myself content, and I'm able to, and can talk to just about everyone, and generally, I know I'm a compassionate person. Like, I know for a fact I am. I was actually quite excited when I saw people saying, like, oh, an empath is this, and then a few weeks later, every single human on this planet was an empath, yet, like doing stuff that wasn't very compassionate. And active compassion is something my uncle mentions, and it really changed my outlook on some things, because I do tend to be proactive for hermit, for a starving artsy hermit. I really do try to, if it's volunteering at a local church, anything, and beach cleanup, anything. I just I hate talking about it because I don't like talking about it, because I genuinely like to do stuff like that, but when I talk about it, it feels like I'm trying to get, like, I don't know. I like volunteering. I'm actually right now trying to find spots that I can volunteer in the nature preserves to pick up trash. I'm going to be doing it anyway, and stuff like that. And I really genuinely like talking to people, especially people that feel out of place also, because that's how I felt my whole life. And this channel has changed a lot. And I know it's a small channel, very small channel. And but got to 1,236 people. It is crazy that many people press subscribe. That's wild. Again, I love black sheep of my family, and I heard of this like thing called filler friends, and I don't think I was a filler friend, but I know how it feels to kind of also be the black sheep of the friend group, because I couldn't find like my I don't know, my comfort spot, if you will, because I love everyone and I'll hang out with all kinds of people, but I'm talking about like where I feel like best or something. I don't know, like a comfort spot. Until I started just like ranting online, and like, because I remember trying to get into discussions, like, but I don't know, I was telling Sniper Bitsy, like, I would be sitting there for like 10 minutes, like, yeah, and then this, and then I'd be like, and then blah, 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 blah. And then I'll try to say it again because nobody responded, and then somebody will be like, didn't you just say that? And like, I realized, like, you know, I had some like inner stuff to chase that I was putting aside, and if you do that, then you're also putting aside the people that are also chasing that item, or not item, but you know, goals are very important to me. Goals and personal interests are very important to me, and it doesn't matter what the goal is. It could be wanting a certain like desk by the end of the month or something. You know, goals, any interests, any hobbies. I think that's one of the most important parts of existing. And everybody has something they're good at. They really are. And it could come out in the weirdest ways. Like, you know, somebody like who maybe never like threw a ball in a cup, but is like somehow like insanely good at beer pong. Something as simple, you know what I mean? Like, it comes out in different ways. And I always really liked using my hands for stuff, so one day Snappo is going to set aside some time, and maybe like 20 bucks, because I think it's like 40 bucks. I really want to get this Geiger counter kit, and I have it on Amazon, and because I solder for jewelry and like little things like that, but I've never tried electrical. And I did make a bottle that had, I still have one light left. This light ended up fitting in a glass bottle perfectly, like this. And so I hid it under a cork, and then I had bent these into spirals, so it was like that. And then I was able to hold a battery and turn the light on. And then I put stuff in the bottle. I made it for my mom, and then it fell behind something and disintegrated. But it didn't disintegrate because it fell behind something. It disintegrated because the clay was like one of those $10 kits for 30 colors. It just did not hold up. If I coated it in resin, I feel like it would have been fine, but it kind of turns to sand after a while. But to make little things to put in resin, it's perfect. So it definitely has its use, but I just probably won't use it for any form of sculpting. I made this little little cinema raw, but I haven't tried making really anything else yet. Really need to figure out. Oh, no, I did not get the recommendation. Edith Bauer. Edith Bauer. Ow! I ran over my own foot. Let's see. Oh, I can't spell that right. Oh, wow. Yeah. How am I continuously spelling this wrong? It's coming up. That's perfect. Yeah, I really do like this type of art. Folk art, any type of like, also like fairy tale looking art. Snap up on, bed knobs and broomsticks and bed knobs and broomsticks the other day, and the intro art was, I had so much fun watching the intro, and the movie didn't even start. The movie started glitching, but neither here nor there. Really, really beautiful. Where is he? Oh, no. One of my favorite artists, and it's some of his pieces, Maxfield Parrish. I don't know how to spell. Maxfield Parrish. And, so I'm just gonna type the name into comments. Do I not know how to spell phenomenal? Phenomenal. Why is it? It's just. I kept correcting phenomenal to phone mail. Phone mail. Oh yeah, I do. Yes, I finally read it right the last time. For some reason my focus was shot reading. 100%. Caledonian code. Like there's so many internal stuffs. And, I think, like, curiosity, of course, is a exercisable muscle. But also, and like, the whole thing too with the subconscious, what you're not absorbing consciously or absorbing in your self-conscious. That's why I say we're data feeders. Nothing but data feeders. And compilers. I mean, that's what we do. We like, just observe orientate, decide, act. Uda. That's some of the best information, or best, how do you say, what is that called? Advice possible. Yeah. I was scrolling through, I follow quite a lot of vets, and Kagan Dunlap is one of them, and I think he posted something in the community, like, about Uda. And I just read it in passing, and it stuck with me forever. It's stuff like that is what I'm after, that, like, everybody lives, and everybody learns, and everybody observes. And that's the stuff that I think is very important to share, because, again, when you buy clothes online, you look at the reviews, and if you go to a new restaurant, you look at the reviews, because people's observations and their opinions are important. And, you know, whatever happens to be like, I don't know what I think about this. What do you think about this? And just listening. Not being like, oh, that's fucking stupid, instantly. And depending on how close you are with that person, that's totally fine too. And then, like, get into a little debate, and then get that middle ground, you know, be chill with each other after. Oh shoot, I forgot, my phone's dying. Okay. I got to charge this, but, happy trails. Thank you all for joining. I'll probably be back, because I don't, unfortunately, think I'm going to make my friend's candlelight tonight. It's very far, and I know we'll get there very late, and, but rest in paradise, Tommy, if I don't see you. But, I mean, I'll see you eventually. Anywho, yeah, so please feel free to find me on Instagram, Aaron Go, and, oh man, actually, let me just take a screenshot. Try not to, like, look dumb in my own screenshot. Alright, oh, I probably should not have done that with the phone instead. Oh my god. The screenshot just came up. Okay, happy trails. I'm sure I'll actually be back, because, you know, I enjoy existing on the ether right now. I feel like somehow this is for the greater good, and, you know, give somebody some crafts ideas, and, because, yeah, you know, scrap copper is everywhere, and it's perfect material. Happy trails. If anybody's on Call of Duty, I'm hopping on right now. Gonna try to coerce Snaffo on, and yeah, so happy trails.